You are listening to Sophie Drew 3, Something Blue for Sophie Drew by Katey Lovell. Narrated by Colleen Prendergast. June. Chapter 1. Oh, Soph! Eve let out what could only be described as a sigh of contentment as she rocked my week-old daughter in her arms. You must be so in love. How could you not be? She's perfect. I mean, look at her little fingers. As though on cue, Scarlett clasped Eve's thumb in her tiny palm, and my friend melted all the more. I would have said you were cute anyway, even if you weren't, Eve said, her voice doing that ridiculous coochie-coochie-coo lilt that adults have a habit of putting on when talking to babies. But you're amazing, aren't you? Yes, you are. Her head wobbled as her face contorted into an exaggerated smile, hair bouncing around her face like sea foam. And Auntie Eve loves you. I would say she's got you wrapped around her little finger already, but looks like it's the other way around, Max joked, nodding to where our little girl's hand was still tightly wrapped around Eve's thumb. Eve rolled her eyes at Max's lame attempt at humour. Always the joker. You need a sense of humour when your sleep pattern's been thrown out of the window. We've been up since 5, and Scarlett was awake in the night 3 times. Max yawned. Anyone else would have thought it was for effect, but as I was fighting exhaustion myself, I knew it was for real. Naturally, I caught his yawn, what with the universal sign of exhaustion being more contagious than impetigo. But you're worth it, aren't you, Sugar Plum? My fiancé reached out and gently smoothed his hand over our daughter's hair. Seeing the two of them together made my exhausted heart swell. My family. My own little family. The rush of love was way beyond whatever I'd expected. My sister-in-law, Chantelle, had told me it would floor me, but even so, did every parent feel the same? Surely they must, but how did they ever manage to do anything other than care for their child? It was visceral, overpowering, this new type of love. I knew, without doubt, I would do anything within my power to keep Scarlett safe and care for her as best as I knew how to. Everything else would fall by the wayside. My thoughts were still flying madly around my head, which seemed to be my new normal, ideas bouncing like the flat, circular pucks on an air hockey table, when the familiar writhing began, the pink velour of Scarlett's baby grow shifting in Eve's arms. Scarlett's face crumpled, scrunching up until she looked like a little old man who'd removed his glasses and taken out his false teeth. Her cheeks turned a shade or two darker than her name as she strained, angry determination in every push. Next came the noise, a squelch, squirch, like in the book my parents had bought for Scarlett when they visited the hospital, followed by an unmistakable, yet indescribable smell. I knew what was going to happen next. The pattern was always predictable. 1, 2, 3... My worn-out body went into overdrive, Scarlett's cries propelling me into action. I swooped forward, scooping her out of my friend's arms. Sorry, I said, with an apologetic grimace. Nappy change time. She gets so upset when she's dirty. Hardly surprising. It can't be comfortable. A look of pity washed over Eve's face, her lips pressed together in a sympathetic line. I wouldn't want to be sat in my own mess. Having a baby has made me think how hard it must be to rely on someone else for everything, Max mused. No wonder babies cry all the time. It's their only means of communication. Must be so frustrating. Eve responded with something sciency that I wouldn't have been able to process at the best of times, and certainly not in my bleary-eyed state. Max's inane nods at random points suggested he was also struggling.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?